Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's live webinar. I'm Dr. Shah Siddiqui from Time Research and Innovations, Neurodivergent Business Consortium, and Cincy Marketing Agency. I really apologize because today the live should start from 3 o'clock, but as usually I do from 4 p.m. And I'm the guest of this program, um, new launch, Retrain Your Brain with Julie Gordon. Julie could not join me today, so I had to join alone. So I do apologize for that and the mismatch of the time. And hopefully, today you will enjoy my discussion about new launch. So if you're watching this program through LinkedIn or any other social media, please feel free to ask me any question you may have. You will get a notification now. And if you were waiting from 3 p.m. and could not see me at that time, I again apologize for that. But it will be recorded, and we will email you the replay later when I finish my live broadcasting. So hopefully you have nowadays, when you talk about business development, talk about new launch, specifically, we think about launching something. It could be your business, it could be something else that you wanted to do. So we were working together with Julie for several months now, and we were supporting her to develop end-to-end process for her business. And I will give you a tool today, and I will also discuss some other aspects with you to understand the importance of launching a new product. Most of you may know that nowadays technology is very enhanced, and as well as with the enhanced technology, there are a lot of different things you need to consider when you come up with a new idea to launch a new business. And specifically, is the technology space is huge, so and vital, I would say. And for a person, they don't have a technological background, it's very difficult for them to understand what technology they will embed. And another thing, they also sometimes don't have enough funding that they can do a specific research and select specific technology for them. So you probably know there are few technological companies like WordPress, Wix, and all other preset-based application developments are available, and there are millions of users. They're using those kind of platform. But we are a little bit different than the as usual CMS-based platform. When I start my business, I just wanted to share a backstory. When I started my business in 2018, after exiting my business in 2012. So I had a long gap. So in 2008 to 2012, I had a business where we used to develop application, web application or mobile application. And then I had a business exit in 2012. So when I had that business exit, I could not do anything until 2018. So 2018, I again started my business. And what I wanted to do is to develop something valuable, develop something that will turn into assets. So starting my business in 2018, My core motivation was to develop um, mainstream programming language related application. So anything that we do is full customization and create create real assets. You may ask that why we need to create application with mainstream programming language. And those you are watching this webinar today, mainstream programming language is like PHP Laravel or PHP Raw, um, Django, Java, .NET, and other framework. They are stable, and normal person, they do, if they wanted to build an application, they cannot do it because it has specifically you need to know how you hand code everything from scratch and develop an application. So this is the drawback of mainstream language. So is it popular? Based on the all the CMS based application. So like CMS based application, you can just log in and click and drop and drag and drop. You can build your application in days. But when you think about a programming language that is stable and mainstream, you cannot do it yourself if you do not have that knowledge or training, and as well as it's a little bit different than as usual CMS based application. So you need to invest your time and as well as invest money to do that. So today, my conversation is to go through with the importance of um, mainstream programming language, and as well as if you are thinking to migrate, if you're thinking that you need business assets, you probably will think to migrate to a mainstream language based applications rather than CMS based WordPress, Wix, or any other application. The core thing here, I have some research data. I just wanted to share that with you. Just give me 1 minute. I get it out. So when you think like which platform do you select when you wanted to build your application, it is vital to know your strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. Why you need to know that? Because usually, if you are a systematic and you want to sustain in the future, then probably thinking systematically will aid you more growth. But if you are not systematic way, you just wanted to launch your business quick and easy, there isn't no option for using mainstream languages. As I said, there are some good points and there are some other points to think about it when you select your language or application preferences. And if you think that you are okay with the CMS based application, that's fine. This webinar is not for you. But if you think that you want real valuable assets, this webinar can support you with that. You may ask, I'm talking about assets. And what actually a business assets when you think about technology? It could be your business and the technology embedded to your business. Sometimes people use different type of applications and specifically tailor methodology of your business. So if I um, give an example, like today, Return Your Brain is a mentoring and support provider, and they have different wings. So to support people, they need an application. They already have an application on GoDaddy, and When we engaged with Retrain Your Brain, we supported her to transition from GoDaddy to a mainstream-based language-based application. Why? Because when you're thinking in the future, maybe you will have a business exit 5 years time or 10 years time. And when you have a business exit, if you have a mainstream programming language based application, that will give you solid valuation and money when you exit. But if your application is hosted on a third party like WordPress, Wix, or GoDaddy, or any other places, uh, those places are not owned by you. You're just renting a space from them. And when you value those applications, you cannot value that much apart from the knowledge you have, because you cannot sell an application that was built on WordPress, because that is owned by a corporation, not you. But when you design and develop something in mainstream languages, um, you will find it that yes, you rent a hosting space, and a hosting space can be rented anywhere, or even if you have technological knowledge and if you have a computer at your home or at your office, you can also host your project from there. So anything that you build, that will be your ownership. And gradually, when you build that application and gradually work day by day from a certain years, you will store huge knowledge base there, and you will have lots of functionality over there, lots of things you will build to run your business smoothly. And at the end, when you wanted to have a business exit, it will create tangible value. Uh, and that will give you a stronger proposition for you to have that business exits. There are other things that you also um, need to consider when you develop a project through um, Wix or any other CMS-based platforms. Please, if you're watching these programs, anyone they are working with these this kind of CMS-based platform, don't take it otherwise. I'm just giving some examples and research data. It's not really to do anything. So uh, when you host your project to someone else, specifically, research shows that project built on Laravel and Python or mainstream language are 47% faster, uh, and their sales grows by 30% when they transfer their site or rebuild their site with a mainstream programming language. Um, there are other data as well, like research also shows that 80% hack site were WordPress in 2023. There was a research there. So 85% of the hack site was WordPress. So you can imagine the severity of the hacking happening in this space. There are other research data as well when you consider if you wanted to build a mainstream language based product, you will have higher value for money, and it will save you cost in the long run, better return on investment ROI. Because when you think about investing your time or your employees or colleagues' time to such an application, you are investing time without thinking that that is valuable. So your digital assets that you build from the third party is just like not your assets. It's different type of plugins that you add, and if they end their life cycle, you're going to be in problem. But when you build a mainstream language thing, application, everything that you build is your assets because they're stable, and those languages, they always update, always do all those kind of things. So the API integration and all other things are manageable, as well as become your unique assets. And better return on investment, ROI. There are also data available. Uh, a mainstream language based platform is 47% faster than other as usual platform, 30% higher in sales value, 85% fewer security risk if you're thinking about hacking and all other malware and all other things. So you have to decide which one you wanted to prioritize and when you wanted to prioritize. I understand that many of you may be starting your business, or maybe you are established business, and you're thinking that, okay, if I wanted to invest and develop an application, suppose PHP Laravel, it will cost you money, and that you don't have that capacity. That is okay. You can go for a third party CMS based platform. It's not a problem. But when you think that you is appropriate time for you to start thinking about building your assets, I would recommend you to consider mainstream language based application developments. And there are few more examples. So I just wanted to share my screen and then go through the uh, process that we normally cater when we develop application. Just give me a few seconds. I'm just going to share my screen. I hope you can see my screen. So this is the application that we're talking about, is under production. So what is the critical scenario of our specifically of our end-to-end process? So when we have um, when we have a client, what we do, we talk to them and create the initial documentation. So documentation means if we wanted to support them with um, application developments, or if we wanted to support them with anything else, then we research about the company. We talk to the business person, CEO, founder of the company, and then we create a specification list. And that specification list will include software development information, if we are doing marketing or sales, those information, if we are doing SEO, those information. As we are a end-to-end support provider for businesses, from strategic thinking to go to marketplace, we can tailor each methodology to target business growth. So when someone is developing an application with us, we will also see through those things, like, okay, if you wanted to build an application, if you wanted to get to a market, what you need to do in between, because running an application and going for market expansion or entry is totally different, two things or few things. So what we do, We tailor the methodology end to end with our clients for them to understand the growth mindset, where they want it to be. So sometimes a typical contract with us could be 2 years, 6 months, or a year. But what we do, we ask them specifically where they wanted to reach at the in few years time, maybe 5 years or 10 years time, and based on that we reverse engineer and then start the beginning. There is a good thing about this. If you thinking you wanted to achieve maybe X amount money in few years time, or maybe in 10 years time you wanted to see you that levels, you need to create your possibilities to get to that level. Sometimes we think about like, okay, we wanted to reach £1 million deals, but we do not see what we need to do. We do not start what we need to do to get that deal. And it's not easy for anyone. If you will get £1 million deal on the next day, because you need strength and you need systematic way to achieve your goals. No one can achieve you a goal that you require without working hard. So that's the one thing that you need to know. So when we start working with any clients, what we do, we create documentation, as we said, and based on that, we create the initial design of the phase. And that design, we research the market. So I can share another thing, our recent work, one of the project that we are doing. I will just share that with you for you to understand the aspects of the work that we do. So what we do, like we are going to be designing, so we are just developing an application, and that application is to develop something including AI and agreement signing. So we have researched the available market leader in the market, because we're going to be entering a new market. So if you do not research the market and if you do not see what they are doing, you cannot bring a different product in the market. So we have gone through each and every single competitors and analyze the market entry. So based on the market entry, we create the documentation, like, okay, what we want on the front page. Like if I go to our site, you can see the design we have, and the design here will transform later. So we have laid out each and every pages, what we wanted to do and what we wanted to achieve. And based on the research we have, a specific instruction to the designer and developer, what we wanted to achieve in each and every sections. And then based on that, we create the wireframing. So wireframing is when you create an application, you need to know every individual things, like specifically the button, what button you wanted to include here, and where this button will lead you when people click in. So everything in details, what we want, a specific section, like in this section, what do you want? In the other section, what do you want? And specifically, what would be your methodology, or what would be your design for a specific section and elements. So after that, it goes to the design section, and designer, they create the designs and wireframing. And the developer, when the design is done, the developer, what they do, they create all the functionalities. So this is Retrain Your Brain. So start this process, we have to create the logo first, as you know, that we develop end-to-end process. So designing a logo and branding was our first initial start. So we started with designing a logo, and that was a little bit time consuming, because when you design something, if that design do not create um, original assets value, it's difficult for you to work on those. So we created the logo and the branding, and then we created the dummy text, like, okay, what do you wanted to add on the slider, or anything that we wanted to show people at the first startup, what images we wanted to put. And after the demo text, we talk to our clients that, okay, this is the thing, the application is built, and these are the demo text, and we're going to be working with you to replace them with specific sections, like, as I said, where the clients, they wanted to go from each of the buttons, and what you wanted to do on the About Us section of the page. And as I said, Retrain Your Brain is supporting people with menopause, mindfulness, and motor sports. So we have created some icons, because we have to develop everything original. So based on that, we created those icons, and it will lead to a section for the viewers to, or for the customer to go to. And then planning specifically what you wanted to include as a magnet. And you know that when you develop a business, you need lead magnets nowadays. Why? Because lead magnets are free resources, all little bit cheaper resources that will tailor your methodology and drag people to your space. Like if you have a space on your website or social media or any other places, they will download it with including their name and email addresses, and that is real assets that you wanted to capture. Because whenever someone is downloaded your digital assets, that is very valuable, because they're going to be giving their email address to you, and that email address is for you to consider when you do your lead generation. And then specifically tailor methodology. As I said, this is just a testing domain, and we are creating the things. So how many domains or services does Retain Your Brain offers? Menopause, mindfulness, and motorsports. So she has multiple services in multiple sections in these 3 domains. So menopause, we just added one support. It's just, you can see the test, because we are still considering what we wanted to put here. And then there is another thing is mindfulness. So we know the mindfulness will create a specific service points. Motorsports will also create some other service points. And when it is done, we will finalize the icons or image if we wanted to put here, and people can go to the specific section. So we can see when I click there, it will go to a specific section, but there isn't any resources or anything else right now. Just we are developing it. So you can see you can add different type of thing here, including all the resources, all the information that you wanted to add to your clients and to add knowledge to them. And then you can see the resources. Sorry, that was the service section that we mentioned earlier, and then the resources section. So on the resources section, there are a few more resources. Each you can see. People wanted to have resources nowadays. Why you need resources? Because our clients, our future generations, or future target audience, they are knowledgeable. So they want to read the knowledge you have and then wanted to work with you. So if you do not have knowledge embedded to your website, usually they will go away. They will go to those people. They have a knowledge base. They are thinking about them. So usually when we develop a site, mostly they are in functionalities or in uh, specifically thinking, I would say mostly similar, because you will have a button for home, and that's your home section. You will have an about section about your company. You will have service section, all the services. Uh, you might have a resource section based on your requirements. You might have something else. You might have a blog section, because blog and resources are critically needed nowadays. And contact us. You can also have login and all other things if you're serving your clients through your application. Okay, so these are the common things that you may have. And the homepage we tailor each of these sections. If you wanted to attract people, adding some videos, so it could be your videos or it could be other people's videos, they're talking about you. Blog section, and then FAQs. FAQ is necessarily needed when you develop a website. Why? Because people wanted to know what product and services do you offer, and as well as something embedded to send you messages. Thank you everyone for joining today's live webinar. I do apologize for mismatch of the time today, uh, because we could not get our as usual speaker today. As well, I forgot about the time, because usually I do this live from 4 to 5. But today it was 3 p.m. and I did not realize the time has passed in relation with my stress of that my speaker cannot join today's events. If you're watching these lives through LinkedIn or any other social media, you can ask me a question if you have. Otherwise, I will continue this conversation and share you new launch, what you wanted to do, and how it will benefit you if you're thinking to launch a new product and services. So I will share my screen again. When you think, so this is specifically a tool of retain your brain, and you also need to think about privacy policy, terms and conditions. You need to think about if you want someone to add their email address, if they subscribe to your newsletters, you also need to link them to all the social media you have, as well as GDPR. So GDPR, you need to embed GDPR consent and consent form to the platform. That is mandatorily needed, because any knowledgeable real assets web application you will build, you must need to understand your audiences. And that's why you need to store cookie policies and all other things that to understand a specific audience and store their information to the website. That's why you need GDPR consent. If they say no, then you can't store that specific client's information. Otherwise, if they accept it, you can do that. So this is a tour of Retrain Your Brain. I also wanted to share you the back end of this application. So if you go to administration, you will see the backend, and you can easily with your credentials, and be aware that any application that we build is fully protected and customized, so less suitability for the hackers to hack in. And all the mainstream language, they have their internal mechanism to build applications such way that no one can hack. Still there are hacking available, there are hackings that people do, but that's beyond the capacity of any developer. So you need to protect it, you need to know how to reinstate, how to apply those protections or those layers. But hackers, they are very much, I think, clever, and they will find a loopholes. But still, preliminarily, uh, it will prevent many of the hackers to get into your website. So on the back end, it's just like any other application that you'd use. So you have a specific section here on the back end. You will also have website settings, that what you want, um, in the logo, to change the logo, to change the icons and all of the things. You can change them based on what you need. You can change everything here, like the banner image, what you wanted to change. You can change the login photos. You can change different type of page setup, like what you wanted to have there. You can change social media, um, and everything is listed here. You can change them, and they are fully dynamic. So any application that we build is fully dynamic and is easy to use. So you don't need to think about changing a specific topic, changing a specific layers. You can do it in one click. You can also set up languages, because sometimes if you offer multilingual capacity to your pro of services, this mainstream language can also support you with a specific language that you wanted to cater. So you can add any language that you need from the language tables, and you can also do left or right. Like some of the language, like if you think about Arabic or any other, and some of the language is right-handed, start from right. Most of the language, they start from left. But if you have a client, they are based in Middle East or right-handed language, then it's better that you add a right hand thing. It also have blog sections. So any blog section, you can add post categories. You can see the post, and everything is just like uh, fully customizable, as I said. So you can add anything, write descriptions, and as well as format those descriptions. You can select categories, subcategories, tags, SEO titles, SEO metadata, and image. So everything is showing here is customizable and easily manageable. So the research, if I go to the research section, is the same. You can see the resource section, categories, and resources. So you can easily upload the resources and edit anything that you need. You can also see subscriber, how many subscriber you have, and you can also send message to all the subscriber you have. And there are other sections as well. I will not go to details of this application, but you will see anything you have on this application is fully customizable and manageable. So thank you everyone for joining today's live webinar. I'm Dr. Shah Siddiqui from Zinzi Marketing Agency, Time Research and Innovation, and New Division Consortium. If you are watching this live through LinkedIn, if you wanted to send me a message, feel free to send me through the comment box. And if you wanted to ask me anything about today's live webinar, I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. In the next segment, I wanted to share another application that I mentioned previously that we are building. And before I jump into that, I also wanted to share that anything that you see today, some of them are research purpose, some of them are creating customer assets, and we use available media, available things, and as well as create original knowledge from there. In this relation with graphic design, in relation with selecting images. So any image that we select for our clients, for ourselves, are fully IP protected. So you may know that sometimes if you use images from the web, and nowadays everything is on metadata. So if you're using an image and it has embedded data, those people, they can find you easily. And when they can find you easily, they can put you in trouble, not buying those images or graphics for your intended purpose. And you need to invest a lot of money for that, because they're going to be suing you not using a specific tailored IP protected thing, image or graphics or anything else. So anything that we build and design is fully customizable and with real IP, intellectual property, and we take care of end-to-end process with creating original knowledge. Another thing I wanted to share you, as I shared you Proposine previously. So we are just creating. You also can see that this logo is not here because we are just developing this site. We just updating all the details and everything. So the logo will come here, and we will add all the graphics and all the information based on the methodology, clients, and all other things. You can see different sections of this platform. Everything is labeled here for our designer to understand what we would add here. You can see just gibberish words here because this is just under development phase, and we're going to be adding them later with specific graphics, specific images for our customer to understand them very easily. So if you see this work here, it's just consider it as a display of functionalities. Don't take it otherwise, because this is the complete site. You can also see how it works. The menu here. So we have different type of menu for this application. So we have plan and pricing. I just wanted to talk about plan and pricing here as well. Sometimes when you develop application, so this application is developed as a software as a service. So if you are thinking to develop an application, software as a service, you cannot develop those applications with available CMS-based platform. Why? Because that will cost you a lot of money. Specifically, why? Some of the plugins they have to utilize software as a service is expensive, and you don't want your methodology to be hosted someone else's property. So it's better when you think that you have a original idea and you wanted to implement that, you wanted to get out and launch a new product. Is always better you think about your digital assets, and based on that you host them specifically where you can control. Even you buy hosting spaces from a third party, it doesn't matter, but hosting space is just hosting a space. You're just renting the hosting space, but your application is original, so uh, it has huge potential and value. So you can see we are implementing a SaaS based platform for Proposine. So when we design a SaaS based platform for Proposine, what we do, we have added few packages here. It could be monthly, it could be yearly. I'm not sure that yearly will come or not. It's just a few things to testing purpose. And uh, as this is a SaaS based application, we will have many users. And based on that, the user will buy specific plans. So as this is an application that will tailor proposal management, agreement management, and all other things. So we have different elements to it, like how many, if you're developing an application, sorry, I'm not sharing my screen and I'm talking. Sorry for that. I'm just going to share it now. So I just realized that I did not share my screen when I was talking. I'll just check it. So you can see this application as I described earlier, that this is a software as a service SaaS-based application. And on this SaaS-based application, we have different type of packages, and different type of packages contains different type of functionality. So if you're thinking that okay, you have a SaaS based idea, software as a service, or it could be anything. Software as a service could be a medical domain, software as a service could be a marketing domain, and any other domain could be a software as a service. Or you serving your customer through different packages. Those packages could be medical domain, marketing domain, and any other domains. So what you do, you create a SaaS-based platform where people can buy a specific package, and you tailor methodology with specific settings. So sometimes if you have three packages like basic, silver, and gold, on the silver one, people may have maximum limits. Like you can see here, there is a maximum limit of 10 people, 10 proposal for this application. Maximum client, you may have 5 maximum client. Technical support, you have here a year technical support, but you don't have maximum usable templates. So this is a templates based application. So you can use only less than 3 templates. And then when you have the other packages, you have maximum client 30, maximum template use 5, maximum proposal, and a lot of other things, because we are just testing this, just giving this example for you to understand how a SaaS-based platform will work. And the next thing is the gold package. A gold package could contain a lot of other things, and everything that you have. So is for those people, they wanted to invest more money. Okay. And this is for that option and functionality. So when you're thinking to develop a SaaS-based platform with your product and services, you need to think about the assets, the value, and you also need to think, okay, why you wanted to host these things. Are you going to be using a third party CMS like WordPress, Wix, and a lot of other places? Please excuse me for that, because I'm just comparing a CMS-based platform and as well as a mainstream language platform, because we are develop application from scratch, and we have that strength to develop application. We don't develop anything on WordPress or any other CMS-based platform. So we are prioritizing this live to let you know the versatile usability of mainstream programming language. So if the final decision is yours, what you wanted to do, and how you wanted to tailor your methodology. So if you are happy, like okay, I don't have any problem, and you are not thinking about these kind of critical developments, that's fine. It's not a problem. But if you're thinking you have a critical business, and this business we tailor methodology in the future, and you need to build your business assets, then mainstream programming language is the option that you should select. So I'm just giving the tour of our developed sites that we are developing is software as a service, SaaS-based platform, and the importance of developing SaaS-based platform and why you need to use your core space to develop an application. So you all can also see there are different sections. So if I go to the middle sections where people can select specifically different type of proposal or agreement, and what they will do, they will select the agreement. It is not done yet, so it is under construction. So if I select it, click it, it will not happen, it will not give me any results. So it's under construction. So if someone selecting that, it will take them um, to the application, and then they have to register, and after registration it will take them to the backend where they will see I have logged into the administration. So you can see all the templates here, all the categories. So that we haven't got any template for administration admin now. You will see all the categories. We just adding the categories now. You can see a few categories here. You will see other pages of the application, specifically in the how it works section. So you can see very versatile. This versatile, specifically understanding. You can see the plans. So we can deal with the plans. So if we wanted to add plans, is fully customizable, and we know what you wanted to add here. So you can add specific items of the plans, and then it will show on the front end. So it's fully customizable. You can, if you wanted to add, delete, or modify it, and you can create something. And there are mandatory fields, and there are optional fields that you wanted to. So it's um, few packages here. As I said, this is a SaaS-based application, so you might have multiple packages for multiple things. So the one is yearly proposal. People pay less when they have yearly. People pay more when they use monthly. So you will see all those things. You will also see request. If someone is requesting for anything from the website, you can see there is a error here because I think my developer, they are still developing these sections. You will see user management. So specifically how you wanted to manage your user. You can manage from here. What permission would you give to a specific user, and what they will get, and changing their maybe you wanted to change someone's name or someone's mobile number, someone's email addresses, because some of the things they cannot do it by themselves within their account. They have to have a request to the admin to change some of the things. And you can see here role and permission management. So if you are developing an application that has you wanted to tailor software as a service, or you want that facility, software as a service facility, to um, tailor methodology for your product and services, you can still do use SaaS platform. And you can also see individual pages. Individual pages, you will see, if you go to individual pages, you will see functionalities on each pages. Specifically, everything you can change here. So initial design to every individual point, image, text, graphics, videos, whatever is designed for the specific purpose, you can do it. And all other things, you can find it here. We also add few more things when we develop an application. It's just like Google Analytics or any other analytics that you wanted to embed, like how many people have visited your site, maybe some SEO thing that you wanted to do, because we also do SEO. So specifically when we do SEO, we need to do a lot of work behind the code for people, for businesses to be visible to the different pages and different areas. So I think so far, if you have any question, you can ask me, because we are nearly end of our program, and we will end this program very soon. If you have any question, you can feel free to ask me. I wanted to share another thing that we recently updating. That is sorry, I cannot get that loaded. I think I written the name. I'm dyslexic, so probably think I'm struggling to write the right name. So finally, I did it. Thank you for my dyslexic brain that finally I could do it. So I just wanted to share one thing here, Sales Funnel Accelerator, and we have a 7-step process. And with this 7-step process, we work with each of our clients to tailor our methodology. So this 7-step process will tailor from starting to the end marketplace. So you can see we understand your business. We work with sales funnel and social selling. We create lead magnets, bookings, workshop developments, AI and technology integration. So you probably see that we have embedded AI agent to our application. So this is an agent that we built for our sales funnel accelerator, and we also built AI customer agent, customer service agent for anyone that they require. So within our business, have software development, AI research, and AI, and sales and marketing. So three specific domain. And if you see the sales funnel accelerator, you will find all end-to-end work that we do, and SEO, content marketing, qualifying and closing sales, and after sales. So we support specific businesses with our 7-step methodology. So thank you, everyone, for joining today's live webinar. I do apologize for today's time mismatch, and we will share this recording with you. So my back office will email this to you by Monday, because today is the weekend, end of the week. And If you wanted to know more about how you can bring valuable assets to your business, embedding the recent technology and thinking of the future, this is the right time because the technology is changing massively where AI is playing a diverse role here. So if you're thinking for business growth and business development, you need to think what technology you wanted to embed for your business and how you wanted to do it. Um, Most of the time, people may say that you do not have enough budget, but at Time Research and Innovation or Zenzi Marketing Agency, we specifically tailor methodology for SMEs or slowpreneurs. If you wanted to create a business and you wanted a business exits in a few years' time, then we can work with you with a limited budget and then create you digital assets for you that will give you value when you wanted to exit your business. And that is the only way forward, I would say. If you are a business person, if you are a solopreneur, if you are wanted to develop original knowledge and business assets, you need to think now. Otherwise, if it's too late, you're going to be investing a lot of efforts, a lot of money to a third party that you can never own those platforms because it's just renting their space, not having ownership of those spaces for you. So if you wanted ownership, if you want original knowledge, if you want business assets, then you need to think about a mainstream programming language to build your sites. I know most of you might not have that capacity. You wanted to build something that you can do, but we're talking about business here. So and assets value here, the choice is yours, what you wanted to do. I'm just adding some value today. Thank you for joining today's live webinar. I will welcome you next week with some of my webinars. And we have an in-person event at the Ferrum Innovation Center on the 13th for the Andy Business Club. If you come over, we will have a nice discussion about supporting new divergent people. Otherwise, I will welcome you my other lives next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Until then, stay tuned and bye-bye.